Already.
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, okay. We'll call the March 2nd meeting of Black David City Council. Will please rise for a moment of silence, followed by a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Missouri. Here. Councilmember Clausen.
Here.
Councilmember Alexander. Here. Councilmember Conklin.
Here.
Councilmember Brinker.
Here.
Councilmember Brannan.
Here.
Mayor Long.
Here. Approval of minutes from the February 2nd meeting and the February 16th special meeting.
On the 16th, I noticed the comments here on the FYI reports. I was cited as saying something that Ms. Brannan had actually said.
And what, and that was,
That was on the her report on the planning board and we'll do the ordinance. Also, the mention that you had made of the what we had discussed in the executive session was not in that. Well, that was kind of made after adjournment and then it kind of
yeah,
Came back
so
up,
it's,
so.
that was my fault.
maybe it should be remade. I don't know.
See, are you okay with those amendments to your motion?
If it was made after adjournment, should we add it today?
I can mention it now that we had an executive session before the last meeting for
I
a
would-
legal issue.
I would prefer to go that way.
Fair enough. You're okay. So the first amendment as far as the Ms.
Yeah.
Brannan.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So we have a motion on the floor in your second. Okay. Any questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri. Yes. Councilmember Clausen.
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin.
Yes,
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brannan.
Yes.
Yes. Public comments and requests, comments from residents and city taxpayers.
Want me to go first? Okay. Anything new before I start on the case with the former city manager? Has
Well, I'm gonna
anything
be
changed?
reading the resolution here to complete the action, and part of the resolution states that council has since agreed in principle with Gregory J. Wilson to resolve all outstanding matters between them. So we're still moving forward, but we've come to an agreement that he's moving on and
Okay, and he's communicated that with you as well?
I'm signing a document tonight that has to do with that.
Okay, great. This was about that issue. You're saying he signed,
before you start, we really can't comment in public meeting.
oh, I'm not asking any questions.
Okay, very good.
Mr. Brinker has made that very clear to me,
Okay,
but I have a handout for you too as well. Excuse me, my voice is not as good. This is about workplace integrity. And it has to do with the council issues, and this issue in particular. I want to let you know that I am pro-union, I am pro-labor, and I am pro-management. I've done all three. I have worked on both sides of the fence, both as a manager and being managed more than once. I've held jobs since I was 14 and have been twice elected to my department chair, twice elected to be faculty union president, and chair of the entire faculty at Lock Haven University. and twice elected to serve on Lock Haven City Council. I have served on a good variety of other boards as well. I've been part of a negotiating team working for labor, as well as this council versus labor for 8 years. I am a father of 4, 2 boys and two girls, grandfather of 5, all girls, great-grandfather of a young boy, and I have been able to maintain my marriage for 63 years. I know management, and I know how to be managed. In short, I have a fair amount of work within the variety of labor management relations. So whatever I'm saying now has to do with a sense of modeling and guidance for you guys, and I'll show you in a minute. Workplace integrity and relationship integrity both exist hand in hand. And I have a handout here for you all. Integrity, both personal and professional, rests on inborn moral convictions to do what is right and reject which is wrong, regardless of the consequences that are attached to any of the decisions that have been made. Integrity drives us to acknowledge and then work to fix. That's the second part. To the best of our abilities, the mistakes we have made. Lord knows we all make mistakes. This is how we model and guide our young. Instead of criticizing and punishing them, we need them to learn from us and not be afraid of us. This city council fired Lock Haven city manager without verifiably sufficient cause. The 7 charges against him, as reported in the Express, do not rise individually or collectively to the level of an indictable offense sufficient to remove the manager from his career position. None of the charges were presented, excuse me, with verifications or supporting statistics. And the last charge against him related to leadership direction, which gives council less confidence, needs really to be explained. Sudden firing of this man this way in the initial third of his career in city governance creates a real problem for him to qualify for the next position he applies for in this career. Did any of you consider that before voting against him? That's a concern. Did you as a council managing your employee give him a chance to defend himself against each or any of the charges? Did you as a council managing your employee offer him the right to resign instead of being fired? That's an interesting point. Excuse me. Did any of you even consider suggesting that option to him? Again, you don't need to answer, but I'm raising that question. Now compare the harms, what's the matter? Compare the harms he may have committed, either actively or through inaction. If any of those were real harms at all to the city, to the employees, to the businesses. Did you as a council managing your employee offer him the right to resign? Did you offer him that option? Comparing these harms that he may have committed, either actively or through inaction, if there were any real harms at all, with the clearly inseparable harm, you compare that with the inseparable harm you've just done to him and his career by rushing to fire him for whatever reason. In terms of integrity, fix this mistake. You have 3 options for sure. First, you could hire him back and renegotiate a contract that pleases you both. Second, you could allow him to formally resign. Third, you could keep him on until his replacement, after you've advertised and gone through all that process, his replacement works with him for several months to learn how to manage the many unique responsibilities required of the city manager. We have 3 options, and I don't remember how you were implying what happened here, but that's all right. Next, you've compounded your problem, you've compounded your mistake your managerial problem. By having the city planner, Miss Abby Roberts, already swamped enough to need an assistant, at least some have said. In addition, she has to take on the varied responsibilities of a city manager that she may not be sufficiently prepared for. These are very unique and different positions. Please note, these two changes in Lock Haven city governance are very likely to become expensive and may force council to raise taxes to finance these unwarranted and unnecessary processes and changes. Finally, I plead with you to fix this. Use your adult courage, your personal and professional integrity, and most of all, your mature empathy for and with Mr. Greg Wilson, Ms. Abby Roberts, the city of Lock Haven, to make city governance better for all of us. Thank you for allowing me to speak and waiting while I read this to you. Now I've got a handout, if I may put the handout. Will I take a second? Oh, got a clearer path than last time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're determined to do it, aren't I?
Thank you. Any other comments from residents and city taxpayers? Okay, 4B, closure of East Main Street from J Street to Grove Street, November 19th for a holiday event, second reading.
This is the second reading for Susquehanna Event Center street closure request. Mark Schlesinger came in last week and discussed this event and answered some questions. This is for November 19th from 3 to 9 p.m. for a community holiday event / celebration.
Have a motion.
So,
I'll second that.
Motion for floor and a second. Do I have any questions or comments on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri. Yes. Councilmember Clausen.
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
yes,
Councilmember Brandon.
yes,
Yes. 4C. Use of Triangle Park cross installation, March 28th through April 11th.
This is the annual request for the Triangle Park Easter display from Bill Stankiewicz. He is here if you have any further questions. He is requesting to display 3 crosses for the celebration of Easter, March 28th through April 11th.
Casey, you do have the 2 events kind of, we've got that coordination for setting up versus the other event that's taking place the same day.
That will be up to you guys, like if you like with your
We have another event,
rules.
so
Bill, do you want to explain your time frame that you're thinking of there?
Well, I'd like to propose some options for that. Number one, I set my clock up, take a half an hour, I can have them in and up by 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. I wanted to have it done by Saturday because that is the day before Palm Sunday. And the reason for the clock is being to be up and installed and in place for the entirety of Holy Week from Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday. So I can have them in and up and out of the way before that event that comes on the same day, which doesn't start till 9 o'clock. It can be up and out of the way, be gone. Or I can set them up on Friday, the 27th. If you would not want me to be present that morning at all. Cause for fear that it might get in the way of their set. I don't know what they're having, if they're just having people there, or they can have booths set up or whatever. But those are the 2 options that I would like to present. Now, our tree crossing, the base for that tree crossing is 8 foot by 3 foot. We set it on the edge of the concrete apron, so it's not on the grass. So as to impede any kind of grass maintenance that needs to be done. Or if the event that is going to take place the same day is going to have booths set up, they aren't gonna set the booths up, unlikely anyway, on the concrete curved walkway in front of the gazebo.
Say ADA wise, maybe not on the sidewalk, just because people will cut through that. I don't think it should be a problem for grass cutting for the 2 weeks. Especially with it being so early in spring. So can it be set up in the grass?
It's what?
It can be set up in? the
Oh,
grass?
absolutely,
Okay.
and it was what the thought came to mind that I could put it down as far as the nativity that was set up, which would be on the grass, so behind the fountain, in between the two bushes. Now, I don't need electricity, so that's not an option that has to be concerned with.
I don't care one way or the other,
Yeah.
just so everybody coordinates
Yeah.
their, I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me, the other group. Any preference? Yeah,
We will have people in the gazebo, performing, so. I think for what we're looking at doing, I think it would actually highlight the crosses to be in the middle of the park, kind of like. Surrounded by everybody, like it would be
Like
very,
right then in the center.
like, I think it would like, everybody would surround it, and I think it would stand out beautifully.
there you go. Sounds great.
So,
Friday or Saturday, just so that you're out of there way before they get started Saturday morning. What time are you gonna start Saturday morning?
you're asking for 9 o'clock
Yeah.
starting time, would that require a setting up time prior to that?
No.
If the event actually starts at 9?
We won't be in there until 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll
at
start
the very-
setting up at
Yeah.
9.
Okay, so,
And even if you're there while we're setting up, that's not a problem.
yeah, it only takes me, it's the base, the concrete block that's big inside the base and the 3 crosses and screw it all together, you know. It only takes me a half an hour, if I have the proper manpower, and I usually do, to have that done in short order. So I don't think that would be an issue. Where would you like me to set it up? Would it be more effective for you if I set it up where the nativity was set? Or back at the gazebo?
Probably where the nativity, I think
Yeah,
that
that
would
would sit
highlight it.
right in the
Okay.
center
I think-
for you, so
yeah.
that way your crosses are seen and
Yeah.
then, the rally that's gonna happen on the sidewalks would highlight the crosses as well to bring.
And I don't think that, the growing season is going to be, an encumbrance to the law.
No,
Probably not.
And the fact that it's only gonna be there a week shouldn't have an adverse effect. There's not gonna be an imprint in the ground unless we have a week of solid rain. Never mind.
Don't put
It'll
that.
grow back.
Yeah, I hope so.
It'll be fine. Great, great. Thank you guys for working it out.
I have a motion.
Yeah, so moved.
A second.
Motion for Laura, second. Any further comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
yes,
Mayor Long.
No. 4D, use of Triangle Park for No Kings Rally Festival on March 28th.
Chris Sheeden of Clinton County Indivisible is requesting the use of Triangle Park on March 28th from 9 AM to 4 PM for a No Kings Festival. They will have tables available for candidates and musicians on stage and requesting the use of electricity and gazebo. And I would like to point out that normally protests don't need to come before council, but they are requesting the use of the gazebo and electric, so that is why this one is. And they are here if you would like to ask questions.
But
Hi, my name is Chris or Crystal, Shevin, and I do run the local Indivisible Clinton County, PA. We are nonpartisan. I personally am independent who voted both Republican and Democrat. I like to go by candidates, merit and not just party. So we just wanna, highlight 250 years of America being, out of the crown. We wanna have a celebration, just celebrating, you know, the fact that, we have been such a great country, and what brings us together is unity. So, and we will be having, part of that will be a singing as well, where we will sing songs, bringing the community together. And we just wanna, use the inside of the park to try to make, informational booths available, as well as like music and, other fun activities, available for people to stop by and find out how, you know, how they can help and what they can do, to bring, like, cause there's a lot of great, community, like the community, Plant County Community Assembly, what they do, we wanna highlight that. And things like that that are around our community. And the library also has a great, community corner that we would also like to highlight. So just information that people might not have, that they might see this, rally that's gonna happen. They might see it and wanna stop by, and then they can get information to resources they might not know about and might need. So.
Will you be setting any displays up of anything or?
Yeah, there will be, there are some candidates that are tentative to attend. And we'll open that up to any candidate who wants to come.
Absolutely.
And, we're looking at, having some food, like bagel maybe there, and, potentially a food truck. Which I do know there is an ordinance with distance from restaurants, so we wanna see if we can get a food truck on the other side by Roadster Piece, which is that 75 feet distance, so.
Nothing that'll be there when your event is done, no.
No.
Everything you bring is gonna go
Yeah,
out.
everything that comes in with us at 9 is gonna leave with us at 4, and we use that window for planning purposes.
Sure.
Our active in the park is probably only gonna be 2 hours.
Right. But it's all part of the event. Once the event's over, it's all.
Once the event's
All
over,
right.
we're out.
Okay. Other questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved. I move the event.
Second. Motion on the floor and a second. Any further questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4E, use the levy in the streets for a Great Island Adventure Triathlon.
Pulling up their route. This is the Great Island Adventure Triathlon's request. They are they are coming back this year. It was an event for several years. They took a little bit of a break, so this is, kind of an annual request. It'll be on Saturday, June 27th at 8 AM, and they are requesting, the closure of the street, for their bike route, which will go down Water Street. And it will be a fairly quick closure, and they usually get through PennDOT, and all of that. And then I'll work with the police for that if it is approved, and then also for the use of the levy for their 5K as part of the triathlon.
And you did say the PennDOT's gonna be, because that's.
Yeah, that'll require PennDOT, approval, but they work very closely with all of the neighboring municipality, police departments and everything too, so.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion on the floor in a second. Questions or comments on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon.
yes,
Yes. 4F, use of Triangle Park and East Main Street closure for Halloween parade, October 24th.
This is the annual request from the Lock Haven Fire Department for the use of Triangle Park, as well as the closure of East Main Street from Henderson to First Street for their annual Halloween parade. And special note to the public, this will not be on Halloween. This will be on the week prior on October 24th. Trick or treating is always on Halloween,
night.
but the parade will be on the 24th this year, just so everyone is aware. And then I will work with them to get the PennDOT approval as well.
We have a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor in a second. Questions or comments on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon.
Yes.
Yes. 4G, use of Zindale Park, September 16th to the 20th.
Elena.
Wedding?
Yeah, Elena Orth is requesting use of Zindle Park from September 16th through 20th for a small wedding ceremony on October 20th. The request for multiple days is just in case setting up anything. She was given all of the rules and regulations of the park, and I'll work with them to make sure, keys and everything.
Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
Got a motion?
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion on the floor in a second. Questions or comments on the motion?
What was the explanation for the 5 days? That's uncommon.
They're from out of town, so I think they just wanna come and see the park and get everything set up. Like if they have chairs and stuff, that'll be delivered, so. But they know that there's nowhere to like store it.
They're not gonna-
So,
Yeah.
there's, yeah. I mean, like, some people do come the night before and, put
Set
things
up and get things ready.
Yeah.
It is the wedding on the 20th?
Mhm. 19th or 20th, Saturday.
So that's a Wednesday through Sunday.
And 19th then, yeah, so that'd be the 19th. That's tight.
And then the 20th for cleaning up.
Yeah,
So like. So they're planning on 18th set up, 19th wedding, 20th tear down.
yeah,
I don't know why they need 16th and 17th.
that was just what their request said.
We
I
charge
bring
a
you
per
the
day fee
request,
for the
so
park?
Hmm?
Do we charge a fee per day?
it's a $25 deposit for the key, and they get that back when the key is returned.
I don't see anybody else using it those times, but
Lots of people using it. It'll be probably a beautiful weekend. There'll be all sorts of people
Yeah.
out there hiking and walking their dog.
I
and running up and down
apologize, the
the-
16th and 17th, I
No,
don't
probably
see
not
anybody
those
using it
days.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Probably not.
but
Right.
That's a great
I
time.
would definitely not suggest setting up 16th and letting people potentially. Help themselves through stuff.
Yeah, and
Well, I guess it's their liability.
yeah, we're not responsible for it.
I just bring you the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know
Request we do it.
Completely unsecured location.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes,
Councilmember Brandon,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4H. Use the city streets for the Collins Tobos Bridge to Bridge Run, May 3rd.
Carly Anderson is requesting the partial closure for city streets in the map that I'm going to pull up right here. Nope, that's not big enough, this one. Which will be the partial closure of Woods Avenue to Hannah Street for the annual Collins Tobos Bridge to Bridge Memorial 5K. And they have worked with the police department in the past, and there hasn't been an issue because it's just runners. They don't really close the street. They just have a lot of safety people up. There was an issue last year with the airport, but I do not believe that was.
Yeah, that had to do
city-
with pancake
any-
breakfast and people trying to get in.
But that was not any of our streets, and I have talked to the organizers, and they have been made aware of that situation, so it shouldn't have even been closed, so I think there's just confusion.
A lot of
with the
people
pancake
confused
breakfast.
and
Yeah.
not showing up because they didn't think that they could get in.
So I did make the organizers aware of that concern from Sentimental Journey. So that'll be hopefully, but that was not a city, that complaint was actually not anything from the city that the city did. But I did want to make that clear, because I know that was an issue last year, but it was not. in our municipality. If it covers multiple municipalities.
Right.
Do you know if Sentimental Journey is planning on having their event again, the same, oh
Yeah.
goodness, okay.
Oh, boy.
So that was that Sentimental Journey has already had conversations with me about that, and I have made the organizers
Okay.
aware of that.
So everybody knows.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the street closure?
Not
It's a
exactly.
partial closure, so it's mostly just like minding the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be pretty thinned out by the time they get to there.
Yeah.
The issue's
Yeah.
parking and access back and forth in there, because it starts and they bus people up to the hall and then you finish there, so it's a parking and access issues in that general vicinity.
Yeah, it's the cars that are trying to get into the pancake breakfast feel like they're. Yeah,
Yeah, they felt they were being told that they couldn't go, it was
yeah.
a confusion,
I
there's more
see issue
confusion.
with East 7 too, and trucks traffic there.
It's really
It's a
Yeah.
zippity zip pass there,
Yeah.
that's just people
They're so
running.
spread out.
Yeah. And the organizers of this event are really very good about having people at every potential location for an issue. It's really pretty.
Yeah, we've never really, it's been going on for a few years
Yeah.
now, and we've never really had a problem until this one. Did something change? Did either the breakfast date change or they changed the date of this? What happened to that also, you know?
It would. I don't know, I just know after that, like, and it wasn't part of our route, so,
Right.
I didn't know.
That's the idea, right?
but, so, yeah, I just think.
And this event hasn't changed from the weekend, specific weekend. Since they started.
Right.
It's been the same weekend.
So I was wondering if either one of them had switched.
I think the first time they did it, it was Mother's Day, and then
Yeah.
that was an issue, and so they, after that, they took it off of Mother's Day. into the forces. And that's how it's been, except for that first year.
Can we vote and make it contingent on the head of this and the head of the Sentimental Journey have to do lunch once?
Was that a serious motion or you?
Am I serious?
I think we can encourage them to communicate to help keep that down. Do I have a motion?
Yeah, so moved.
Second,
I have a motion, Flora, second, any further comments?
Well, we got a lot of running in town, so,
I was just thinking we need
Let's
a team.
and it's not, and
It would have to be a relay that I'd go about 50 yards and I'd be done.
it's not cold.
You could ride your bike, right?
It's not.
Yeah, I'll just cheer you.
Thanks.
All right, let's call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen.
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinkley.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. Do we have any other requests?
I am done.
Okay, so busy with you tonight. Unfinished business. 5A, consideration of resolution number 2026-08, executing the termination of Gregory J. Wilson. Whereas on January 19th, 2026, the city of Lock Haven by majority vote of council on resolution pursuant to the optional third class city charter law 53 PS 41101, the optional charter law, suspended with intent to terminate Gregory J. Wilson from his position as city manager. And whereas the city council has since agreed in principle with Gregory J. Wilson to resolve all outstanding matters between them. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. 1, employment of Gregory J. Wilson as city manager of the city of Lock Haven and his position as city clerk of the city of Lock Haven is hereby terminated effective immediately. 2, the mayor and interim city clerk are authorized and directed to execute that certain settlement agreement and release between the city of Lock Haven and Gregory J. Wilson, and to take any and all other further actions necessary to effectuate the intention of this resolution. 3, the city of Lock Haven makes no findings of fact relative to the reasons for the suspension of Gregory J. Wilson, which were stated in the resolution adopted January 19, 2026. And 4, Gregory J. Wilson shall receive compensation in a manner and form directed and provided in such case by the optional third class city charter law. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion floor is second. You've already heard Mr. Forbes. Any other questions or comments?
I just want to say, just briefly, that I was not in favor of how this was handled initially. I am grateful that we've managed to come to an agreement between Greg and us. And I hope that we can use this opportunity moving forward to, as we seek out a new city manager, to set up a system by which the city manager can be evaluated and counseled by council, and that there are opportunities for us as a council and for the city manager to communicate about job performance on an annual basis, and that we use this as an opportunity to improve the position and improve the conditions in which a city manager will be working within the city of Lock Haven. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
No.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
No.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon.
No.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 5B, consideration of ordinance number 2026-03, interim financing.
This is the second reading of ordinance 2026-03 for the interim financing of 2026 A and E bonds. We have Daryl Peck here and Max Heron to introduce the information. Since we last heard from Daryl, we have got the results from the proposals. So this is incorporated in the ordinance. And we're all there here to answer any questions that you may have.
See, that's a clear out of.
Yeah.
Financing. Start talking about money and all.
Yeah, so- Good evening, again, Daryl Beck with Concord Public Finance. Was here physically about a month ago and I guess virtually at your special meeting just to introduce the ordinance. Jen will certainly talk more about the ordinance itself, but I'll go over the results of the proposal we received and a plan to move forward with these. To recap this very quickly, I won't go into great detail. I think we covered most of it, but certainly if you have any questions. So the Series A note will be $1.7 million. That's to pay off and refinance the 2022 C note that was taken out in 2022. That does mature right now on April 1st. So great news. We are on the pace to get this closed prior to that date, so you can make that payment that's due and payable. The Series B note will be $1.5 million. That is really for ongoing interim financing for the Wells and Mains project. There was a limitation on the maturity date of the Series A note, so that's why we went ahead and did the Series B note separately, so that we have a longer maturity, so it would last the entire term of the project. On page 1 is the summary of the proposals we received for Series A. When I say proposals, to be clear, I sent out a term sheet that says, this is how the city wants to borrow money. Everything written in your favor, of course. You know, I don't send out a letter that says, hi, we want to borrow money. How do you want to lend it to us? You know, we tell them this is how the city wants to borrow the money. Being prepayable in time without penalty, and with respect to the Series B note, basically a drawdown note. It's like you'll use it as much as you need it, and you'll use it when you need it. So for the Series A note, we solicited banks, 30 banks, 30 banks. 5 banks proposed. We got 5 proposals for Series A. We actually got 6 proposals for Series B. So focusing on Series A, all of the banks offered you a fixed rate. M&T Bank offered you the lowest rate of 3.67%. You can just see it goes up to 4.43% and all the way up to 5%. So I think here we have a pretty clear answer as to which is most favorable, being M&T Bank, a fixed rate of 3.67%. And they have no other conditions that they required. On page 2, for the Series B note, again, we got 6 proposals. This is the $1.5 million. That's truly gonna be a drawdown loan. You'll borrow it when you need it, in as much as you need it. So the first one that's listed there, just in order, M&T Bank offered you a fixed rate of 3.82% for this, but very important condition there in red. It required a full advance of closing, well, that doesn't work for you. You know, you don't want to be paying interest on 1.5 million from day one. So that, I kind of went through that one out, as not an onerous condition that you didn't want to have to deal with. M&T then offered you a variable rate. And the formula of that, and I'm trying to get too kind of dense here, but it's 79% of the sum of 1 month SOFR plus 1.25%. SOFR is a short-term index, kind of think of it like prime, but it's a short-term index. So that would be the formula. Today, that rate would be, what this is there is current of 3.887%. On the variable rate, there is a cap of 7.99%, and there's a floor or minimum rate of 1.99%. The next, the lowest fixed rate proposal right below that was from Kish Bank with 4.46%. And again, drawdown loan, repayable at any time without penalty. So all the flexibility that you want with really any of these proposals except for number one. So if you join me on page 3, I have to present this to you as a not to exceed debt service. Then I also showed you what we would expect the interest rate to be. So for series A, the $1.7 million, 3.67%. If you drew it all at closing and it went to full maturity up to August 1 of 2027, you can see what the interest payments are going to be. Based upon, I guess, another call was held today, we expect that you're going to close on Invest later this year, maybe as early as July or August or September. So based upon that expectation, the expected interest rate over the expected usage time is about $36,000. In terms of looking at it for every month, every additional month that should take longer, it's about $5,200 a month. Okay, meaning I've assumed that you're going to pay this off in that $36,000 number. I've assumed that you're actually going to pay this off by November at the latest. So if it's sooner, you'll pay less. If for some reason it drags on, you would certainly just pay the extra $5,200 until you're ready to pay that off. For the Series B, the $1.5 million, I inquired with your engineer to get a sense of how much money you're going to need to draw on this loan until you actually get to a PENVEST closing, what you might have to use during construction, and then on the back end or at the end of the project, there's a retainage of about 5% of the project. So there'll be about $500,000 that'll be outstanding for maybe 3 to 6 months. So those are the assumptions that I made to determine that based upon the current variable rate of 3.88%, the total interest expense expected is a little under $58,000 for the Series B. Again, based upon all the assumptions that I used in calculating that. And the full expectation is that you'll have this loan fully paid off by about the middle of 2028. So those are all the again, the assumptions that I used into this calculation. These are, I've been speaking with Abby over the past couple of days. I believe this is the recommendation you move forward with 2 M&T proposals. And certainly, if you want to discuss it, any of the proposals, happy to do that.
Can you explain on the second one there, the M&T fixed, why that the lower rate wasn't as good as the variable that's higher?
Oh, I'm sorry, we're talking about Series B.
I could draw it all.
It requires you to draw the whole amount, the whole $1.5 million to get you close. So you'd be paying interest on 1.5 million.
Okay.
When you otherwise wouldn't need to be. And we certainly don't expect you to be able to invest that money necessarily at that rate, so.
Right.
There'd be a cost to you.
And the variable rate is connected with the primary?
Well, it's good, SOFR, it's that 79% of the sum of 1 month SOFR plus 1.25%. Today, SOFR is 3.77%, so. That's how today the rate would be 3.887. Using that index. Make sense or question?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Any other questions about any of the other proposals or, conversation about any of the other options?
Questions? Anyone? No. Okay, everything.
Well, with that, I'll turn it over to Jen, who can introduce the ordinance, which among other things would accept the M&T Bank proposals.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer Perrin. I'm the bond attorney with Eckert Siemens in Harrisburg, and I'm here this evening to present the debt ordinance to you for purposes of the second reading. This ordinance has been properly advertised in accordance with the Local Government Unit Debt Act. And basically, this second ordinance, the second reading ordinance version has been updated from the first reading simply to incorporate the terms of both the M&T bank loan proposals. It identifies the bank as a proposer. And I can just basically go through and highlight the main provisions of the debt ordinance again, if you'd like me to. But it basically reiterates and accepts what Daryl has just presented. So the ordinance authorizes the issuance of the 2 general obligation notes. General obligation means it's secured by your full faith credit and taxing power. The first is the Series A note in the amount of 1.7 million. That will be issued to M&T Bank at a fixed rate of 3.67. And that's for the purpose of refunding your 2022 C bond that Daryl explained. The second one is the tax exempt Series B note, and that's in the principal amount of 1.5 million. That again will be awarded to M&T at their variable rate proposal. And that's for purposes of continuing the wells and pipeline project on an interim basis until such time as you're reimbursed from the PennVest funding. And Daryl, he stole my thunder as usual, but the ordinance also officially accepts the bank proposals with M&T. So this evening, in addition to if the ordinance is enacted, you'll sign the ordinance. You'll also sign the bank proposals this evening, along with the other DCD documents. But we'll return that tomorrow, hopefully, to M&T to just basically lock in the proposals for you. The ordinance now, by way of the second ordinance, the second reading will appoint M&T as the paying agent for purposes of the note, which is simply the bank at which you will make your debt service payments on both the Series A and B. Again, as I mentioned, because it's a general obligation, because they're general obligation notes, they're secured by your full faith credit and taxing power. You covenant to budget, appropriate, and pay the debt service accordingly. And in this ordinance, it has also now been updated to include exhibits. Setting forth the debt service schedule because it's a requirement of the Local Government Unit Debt Act to show the maximum exposure of the city in terms of the debt service. Those exhibits show the cap rate for your variable for the Series B. Obviously, for the fixed rate, it shows it at the 3.67 fixed rate. But again, for purposes of state law, we have to show DCD the maximum exposure. So you'll see in that exhibit that it's run at the 7.99, which is the cap of that loan. The ordinance also creates a project account that will be for purposes of your Series B note. So when you draw funds from the bank to pay costs of the project from the Series B note, it'll be deposited in that capital project account and expended from there. It authorizes the prepayment of your 2022 C bond, which, as Daryl also mentioned, again, stealing my thunder, that matures on April 1st. So by the time we close on March 30th, that will be prepaid before the 2022 note is maturing, which is good. The ordinance also has been updated to approve the form of both of the notes. So the Series A note has been updated in accordance with the Kish Bank terms, or excuse me, with the M&T terms. And the Series B note has been updated also with the M&T terms, including their variable rate provisions. And I'll just hit 2 last points. The ordinance also authorizes all of the appropriate filings to be made with DCD. As I mentioned, after tonight's enactment, we'll file the ordinance, the proofs of publication, and all of the related DCD documents with DCD. And while we await their 20-day approval process, we will, as bond counsel, prepare all of the draft closing documents and circulate them to the entire financing team for their review and approval while we await DCD approval. And lastly, this is the last step of authorization by the city council. This authorizes all the official action and necessary approval to permit the closing of the notes, again, which is scheduled for March 30th. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And
Any questions, from council? Anyone? Any questions, Tammy? I forget sometimes you're out there, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't have any questions. I felt it was a very comprehensive and easy to understand presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So, we have the resolution, correct? Consideration of the ordinance 2026 for the interim financing.
I move approval.
Thank you.
Second.
I think I actually said it not loudly.
I think so.
All right, I have a motion on the floor, a second. Any questions or comments on the motion? All for the vote?
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen.
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Bricker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Thank you. I'd like to add quickly, so for those of you who weren't at the joint meeting, we promised we'd get back to them with the details once we had them. I'm sure you'll take care of that, but with our partners, we'll pay this all back. So thank you, Abby, for everything you're doing on this. It's pretty complex, so. We have any other unfinished business?
We have not covered all that.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. And then we can just leave all that. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
New business 6A, consideration of resolution of 2026-09 county aid money.
It is the, a resolution requesting county aid, done every year. This year it's a little, less than previous years. This is because the updated lighting that PennDOT has done, the cost increased. We typically request 25% of the total estimated cost, which is this year, 15.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is for the Walmart Boulevard lights.
Correct.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Heather's got the second this time. Motion on the floor and a second. Questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen.
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Bricker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6B, notice of the 2026 sewer invoices to municipal customers.
This is, in your packet is a memo that will be sent, or a letter that will be sent to our municipal customers for sewer. They are billing for, the first quarter of 2026, actually all quarters of 2026, but it's reflective of the actual cost of 2025. So on Zoom, we actually have, Superintendent Dave Sorgan. If you have any specific questions on those rates, this is just billing for our customers, so we don't need any action, but we want to make you aware of these costs. Payments. But Dave, do you have anything to add to that? I'm sorry.
I do not. The flow amount is a little less this year. Last year was 290 1,000 gallons. This year is 247 1,000 gallons. We did about 100 million gallons less last year. So the cost is down a little bit.
I have a question about the shared cost per year. When I looked at the 7 municipalities there and the numbers, the total it's showing on the right-hand side is 1.8 million, but those 7 numbers add up to well over 3.1 million. What, am I missing something here?
I'm not sure.
What, where are you?
So on the page here with the colors, right? It's the third number row. It says share of cost per year. Those 7 numbers are way more than what the number in green is.
These are percentage of this number. This is 100% of the cost. This is 42.9%, 9.93. These numbers reflect a percentage of this total number. This should add up to 100% up here, and then this.
This does add up to 100%, but those numbers should add up to this number.
The city's number looks to be way off, but that's my observation. If the city's share is only 43%, it should be,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
These numbers
the
are
the city's number is up, way up.
all these numbers are much higher than what the percentage would be.
Do they just reflect the one number?
Is it their percentage plus the treatment debt per municipality?
Yeah, so those numbers will equal 2.2 million because it has the debt in it.
Those numbers equal 3.1 million plus. I didn't add them all up. I kind of estimated, but it was over 3.1 million. You're right. In the fourth column there, where you have the treatment and the debt added together, those do add up to the almost 3 million. But those numbers are much lower than what you have in the share of cost per year. I was just trying to understand what those numbers are.
Yeah, I'd have to recalculate it back at work tomorrow.
Will we table this?
There's no vote.
Oh,
We're not
This is
voting,
just
it's
an
your
FYI.
question.
okay. Can you look over that and maybe bring that back to us in 2 weeks? Next meeting?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Say it looks like somebody plug numbers in that are. Here's this number.
Thank you for digging a little deeper into that, Dave. Look forward to that.
This little row here.
6C, permission to bid for the 2026 patch paving.
This is a request for permission to bid the 2026 patch paving project. This occurred last year, but it's a comprehensive project where they mill and pave small sections of roadways that are related to water, sewer and storm sewer repairs. This year, there are 53 patch locations throughout Waukegan and Castanian Township. And 1 curbing location. Bids will be due, they'll be advertised next week, due on April 1st. And we'll start on May 4th with a 60-day contract period, all work to be completed.
This is all, like the stuff at Castine has to do with work we've done water wise, and we need to return the street to its condition before.
Correct. Water, sewer, and storm, any digs that have happened.
So thank you for your patience, Castanea. We're working on getting that taken care of. Do I have a motion on this?
I move approval. Or a second.
Tammy got the second. Questions or comments?
Something our crews can't handle?
Not do all of the other stuff they normally take care of.
Not typically, it's just a larger project and it works a lot quicker if we bid it out and pay for it. It does be paid, it is paid from a percentage of like water and sewer and storm budgets, so like water is only paying for their quantities that are filling water patches and vice versa for all those categories.
But to answer your question, bringing someone in to do it is because it's a priority to get this done. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri.
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6D, permission to place items on municipal bid.
Is a request to place some items from a retired police car, number 7, that was decommissioned. Some of the items were removed that make it a police car, because the car was sent to the sewer plant for their use. So we would like to post these items on municipal bid and see if we can get some return from them.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor and a second. Pretty self-explanatory, but if anybody has any questions on that? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander. Yes. Councilmember Conklin,
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker,
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6E, request for $7,000 towards Act 120 training for Lock Haven Police Department officer candidates.
So the Waukegan City Police Department has been dealing with lack of officers on their force. With the last opening of applications, they have 2 candidates moving forward in the process to Act 120 training. That is a requirement to become full-time officers with the city. A few years ago, we received a grant that funded this training. Last year, Officer Los was used half of that. We received $14,000, which was enough for 2 officers. With these 2 candidates coming through, we only have enough money to support 1 more. So the chief has requested and for another $7,000 to support that other candidate. A couple weeks ago, we met with the Police Relations Committee to discuss this, so, and Heather, I don't believe you were there, but Councilmember Brennan and Councilmember Brinker were also there. So they'd like to chime in on this as well, but I believe it was recommended that we move forward with that, as long as it was in, the budget and we could account for it. I spent time working with the chief, and different officers, and it'll be well served, just savings in overtime, having the complement for what it would be 13 officers.
I'll be back to a full complement.
Full complement would be 14, but whereas full is we'll give the chief and have gave him for years, he'll be very happy with that, so.
Okay. Did you want to add anything?
Well, he said both candidates were young, good quality candidates. We'd be lucky to have them, so he was excited to potentially have the second one and not lose one. So it's a hard time to get one, but we have 2 good ones, so.
And I will note that, even though it's not with the grant funded, we will have the other candidate sign the agreement requiring the balance to be repaid in the event the officer does not maintain employment with the city for 5 years, so.
Good. Anything you want to add?
Nope. Dr. Brinker covered it very well. And so did Abby. The big kind of savings is that we'll have less overtime because we have a almost full complement of officers.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I will move approval.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor and a second. We've talked it out pretty good, but if anybody has anything else? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6F, Lock Haven City Authority request for payment.
This is a request from the Lock Haven City Authority for payment of their annual fee for the Pennsylvania Municipal Authorities Association. It's actually half of the annual fee in the amount of $100.
Got a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Yes, second.
Motion on the floor and a second. Questions? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Missouri,
Yes.
Councilmember Clausen,
Yes.
Councilmember Alexander,
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin,
No,
Councilmember Brinker.
Yes.
Councilmember Brandon,
No.
Mayor Law.
Yes. Comcast 6G, Comcast franchise fee distribution.
This is, so the minutes reflect the distribution of the Q4 of 2025 franchise fee in the amount of $20,197.57.
Any other new business?
I have not.
Anybody have anything from their committees or their boards or authorities or anything there on?
Yes, the levy advisory board met last week. They're planning a dry run practice of closing the gates. Which would obviously include the J Street Bridge. They have not set a date yet. They're going to inform us, once they have, because obviously we'll need to vote on that as well as, needing PennDOT approval, but, that will close probably be like an 8-hour practice, they said, so it's like a part of the day. They said they're overdue to have that practice. So the event of emergency, they're ready to go.
It's interesting to watch.
I'd like to see how they do that too.
Anyone else?
I'd just like to point out, this legislative luncheon, was an invitation from a couple months ago. So if you would like to attend on April 9th, please let me know as soon as possible. Yeah, signed up as quickly as we can.
They asked me to come be a panel member. I have to check my work schedule. Thank you. Anything else?
You need the executive session announcement.
We already did that. I said at the beginning of the meeting that we. There you go. Prior to the last meeting, I forgot to announce. Okay, got it. And I think that, next meeting, we should start the discussion on process for the permanent replacement. I have some stuff I'd like to email out to you all, not for discussion via email, just for you to look at. With the, during the public meeting, and if anybody else has anything. Share it again, we can't discuss back and forth over, but we can share some things that we can bring up whenever we get together the next meeting. Okay.
I had a question. I've had members of the community asking me about they're hearing bid numbers in the police station. I'm like, I haven't heard anything about that yet. Is that something we have?
Not yet, you will have it next meeting. The bids were opened, on the 19th. We have those numbers. They came in their public, so people will have to probably look them up. The low bid in all, because they're a separate like HVAC contracts, general construction, there's just over 4.4. And the reason you didn't see it today is we're working on a couple of alternatives. I want to present with that as well. Talking with Representative Burwitz and Dutch to see what if funding could be involved in there, so we can bring this project to fruition without straining additional tax money. So it is out there, it is public. I can certainly share the bid tab with you all beforehand if you'd like to see it. If not, you will see it on the 16th.
Next meeting is fine, I think.
I think so.
Thank you. Anything